Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So nice to be together on Shabbat. As we start Kabbalat Shabbat together, just taking a deep breath, starting a new year with hopes, with dreams, with beautiful song and prayer. And we'll begin with Yedid Nefesh on page 10, singing Yigalena.
The first line of the last verse, page 10.
On page 11 in the Lev Shalom and page 254 in the Sim Shalom.
בתודה בזמירות נריע לו ברכו שמו בעשר מיום ליום ישועתו שמו זהו מקרבו לחצבה שרים ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ תשמח ציון ותגלנה בנות יהודה למען משפטיך זרוע לצדיק ולשרי לב שמחה שמחו צדיקים באדוני והודו לזכר קודשו or page 258 on Simshal. משה ואהרון בכהניו ושמואל בקורא שמו אל אדוני והוא יענה. והשתחוו להר קודשו כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו.
More Ladabi can be found on page 21 in the Lev Shalem or 260 in the Sim Shalom, and we rise if able.
מזמור לדוד הבו לאדוני בני אלי הבו לאדוני כבוד לעוז
הבו לאדוני קדוש שמה ישתחוו לאדוני נד הקודש
שובר ארזים
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It feels incredibly appropriate that the first part of this new year is Shabbat. I was thinking about it today. So as a new rabbi at BJ, the way that I get to learn Kabbalat Shabbat and new melodies and all of the services is that I get to watch a lot of the old live streams. Even before the pandemic, sometimes some of the clips that I get to watch are actually the ones from when we were all here together, when you were all here together, but I can get that sense, I can get that, that energy that comes through in the live stream. And I was watching today, and it was Kabbalat Shabbat, I think it was from March 2019, and the room was packed, and everyone was dancing. It got to L'Chadodi, and everybody was up and dancing, and as I saw people starting to get up out of their seats and start to dance behind the ark that's right here, I started to get really, really choked up. And I noticed that it was actually more than just choked up. I started to cry as I was watching it. And I was thinking about it. I couldn't tell. I think at first I was like, oh, that's nice. It's happy tears. But I think actually what it came down to was that it was sad tears. And it was sad tears because I want that experience. And I know it's going to come. I know it's going to come. But I realize that deep down inside, I'm longing for that. I'm longing for that dancing together. I'm longing for that singing together. And I'm realizing that so much of what happened this year feels a little bit like it was taken. And I know that it's going to come back, but I had, in those moment of tears, in that moment when I was watching everyone dancing, and I said, I want to be there, I also felt angry. I felt sad, and I felt angry. And I realized that 2020 felt like we got thrown in the pit. It feels like Yosef and his brothers, right? His brothers take him and throw him in the pit. And it felt like a great analogy for what this past year for so many of us has felt like. Obviously, there are different pieces of it, and Felicia spoke so beautifully, wrote so beautifully about finding those shimmers within the past year, the happy things, the joy that brought us in her toward Shabbat. But there are also the moments that feel like they were really taken, whether it was the weddings that we didn't go to or the baby namings that we had on Zoom and not in person with our families, the moments of grief where we found ourselves alone and unable to be in community. And in this week's Parsha, we see in Vayechi, we see that it's the end of the story of Yosef. We've been with Yosef and his brothers for quite a few weeks at this point. And it's the first moment of forgiveness in the Torah. It's the first moment of forgiveness that we see that really uses the language of forgiveness. And it's with Yosef and his brothers who come and they say, it's after the moment that Yaakov passes away, he dies, and the brothers say, oh no, what if now that our father is gone, Yosef is going to realize that he hasn't really forgiven us? What are we going to do? What if he wants to seek revenge on us? And they say to him, please, please forgive us. And he says, of course I forgive you. Of course, everything happened the way it needed to. Of course I forgive you. And we see this moment of forgiveness between people. And I realized that it felt so appropriate as we are standing at the moment of transition between 2 years, between 2020 and 2021, that I needed a reminder that in order to move forward, I need to forgive. I need to forgive myself for all the things I wanted to happen this year or that I was hoping for. I needed to forgive my loved ones that maybe I've been stuck in the house with for many, many days, longer than I anticipated. I needed to forgive God. I really needed to forgive God in the moments of just feeling so angry and so upset, and a reminder of that forgiveness. And I realize as we finish the book tomorrow, as we finish the book of Breshit, we say, Chazak, Chazak, Venit Chazak. We say, be strong, and let us be strengthened, or some people even translate it as, let us strengthen each other. And as we go into the next book, as we go into the next book of our lives, I want us to take a moment this Shabbat of forgiveness and to think about what are the things we need to forgive and let go of in order to move forward and to step into the new year with hope, with resilience, with love, with peace in our own minds and our own hearts, to step out of the pit of 2020 and to think about the possibilities of 2021. And in order to move forward, we need that forgiveness and we need that strength. We need that strength within ourselves, but also that strength from one another and that strength from community in thinking about the days when we will be back here together, V'nit Chazek, strengthening one another in our song and in our dance as we sing Lecha Dodi. And so I'll leave us with that image as we go into Lecha Dodi together. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And you can find Lecha Dodi on page 23 in the Lev Shalom or 262 in the Sim Shalom.
סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. rai rai shir daberi kevod Adonai alai nikra rai 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 hai hai rai 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 hai rai rai lecha dodi likrat kala hai hai rai 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 hai rai bnei Shabbat
a moment as we welcome in on the Zoom Ilana Weinberg. As is traditional to not be a part of the joyous Kabbalat Shabbat, and offer words of condolence, which are found on page 26 in Lev Shalem. Hamakom yenachem etchem betoch sha'ar avei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. May God comfort you together along with all the other mourners of Zion in Yerushalayim. We mourn and extend our condolences to Ilana on the death of her father, Rabbi Herbert Weinberg, beloved teacher, rabbi, and human rights activist in Israel, and extend our love and comfort to you, Ilana.
We continue on page 27 in the Lev Shalem, or page 266 with Mizmor Shir. Yom HaShabbat.
Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat, Adonai v'zameh v'shimcha yonakim b'mokeach chastecha v'kata.
We find ourselves halfway down the page.
Lehagin ki hashaya suri v'lo hamlatavo Adonai malach navesh navesh Adonai yosit azayit tikon teravati bot nechon kisacha ve'az
עדותיך נאמנו מאוד, לביתך נא בקודש אדוני לאורך ימים.
We begin the service of our Arvit on page 39a in Lev Shalem, page 279 in Sim Shalom. If you're able to rise, please do. page 40 or page 282. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael Amcha, Torah Mitzvot Tukim V'Shatzot
כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נהגי יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל
נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננת לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך Turn to Michamocha, Pray for Redemption, page 44 or 290.
ורצון קיבלו הלב משה ומרים ובני ישראל לך אנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש נורא תהילות
Peace, page 45 or page 292.
עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ועל ירושלים.
Please rise for Vishamru, page 46 or page 294.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם לדורות. עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת
We turn now to the silent Amidah. We're able to face Yerushalayim to the east. The formal text is on page 47 to 52 in Lev Shalem and on page 296 in Sim Shalom, or the prayers of your own heart. It was this past week the yahrzeit of Rabbi Marshall T. Meyer, who was, of course, Roli and Marcelo and Ari's teacher, was
And Rabbi.
and rabbi to this community from 1985 to his death in 1993, who was the reviver of this community, and that was a song, I think that you want to say that he.
No, it's a melody that he loved to sing. It's one of those songs that tomorrow when we're going to sing, I'm going to be singing songs after services. So I'm going to try to bring some of those, maybe some more Germanic melodies that he used to love to
more
sing.
of a yeke than he was a Hasidic. He wouldn't recognize certain things these days, but we're gifted really when we think about the ancestry of our own community and the strength, the chizuk that was given to all of us. Even though I didn't know Marshall, I feel as if I knew him, and some of you on the Zoom screen knew him well, and certainly his legacy informs much of who the community is, as well as his teacher, Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, who's also, our site was this week as well. So we carry them with us, their teachings, and also melodies that are evocative, particularly that one of Marshall. Page 53 or page 314. ויכל השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי וקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו אלוהי אברהם אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב אלוהי שרה אלוהי רבקה אלוהי רחל אלוהי לאה האל הגדול הגיבור אל עליון קונה שמיים וארץ
מגן אבות בלברו חיי מתים ומחרו האל הקדוש שאין כמוהו
אמן יחנמו ביום שבת קודשו כי פעם רצה להניח להם
לפניו לפניו נעבוד ביראה ופחד ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד.
Yona brachot, Elozahot, Adonai Shalom, Mekadesh HaShabbat, Merach Shvi'i.
ומניח בקדושה לעמדו שני עונג זכר למעשה בראשית אלוהינו אלוהי אבותינו ממותינו רצה במנוחתנו קדשנו את צאתך ותן חלקנו בתורתך סבנו מטובך ושמח נפשנו משועתך ותהיה ליבנו לעובדך באמת והנחילנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה ורצון שבת קודשך וינוחו בישראל מקדשי שמך ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Kaddish Shalem, page 54, page 316.
יתגדל ויתקדש שם רבה בעלמא דברה קירותי במליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשך לעילם מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה תמירם בעלמא ויאמרו
אמן. תקבל תודה מתון לכל ישראל קדם משמיים ויאמרו
אמן. ישל אמר רבה מנשמעי וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו
Amen. We turn now to Kiddush, the first Kiddush of 2021, page 55 in Lev Shalem and page 318 in Sim Shalom.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Bore peri agafen Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav veratzavanu ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה וראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא הקודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
L'chaim. We now will sing Hamalach Ogo Eloti, which is actually from this week's parasha Vayechi, and it's the blessing that Yaakov offers his grandsons Ephraim and Manasseh. And I was thinking about this moment in the Torah was unexpected in many ways for a period of time since Yaakov didn't believe that Yosef was still alive, and that when he gives that blessing to those grandsons, that it was an unexpected dream to be able to give that blessing. And there are many times in life that we don't believe that we'll get to a place where we'll have a blessing to offer, whether it's to children or to the moment that we'll gather once again in this sanctuary, bringing up the children under the talit. It seems so far away or unimagined that we will have those moments again. And this bracha that Yaakov gives in some way is a reminder that certain things we don't get back, but sometimes we get the renewal that we didn't know we could get, and please God, someday that will be for all of us. that we'll have the opportunity to gather once again in the sanctuary during this year and give a blessing to our children and to everyone who so desperately needs blessings in these times that are so challenging. So we invite everyone to join us for this beautiful bracha and Birkat Kohanim.
המלאך הגואל אותי, המלאך הגואל אותי מכל רע, יברך את הנערים, ויקרב בהם שמי. בשם אבותיי, בשם אבותיי, אברהם ויצחק, ויתגול הרוב, ויתגול הרוב, בקרב הארץ.
ישימך אלוהים כשרה רבקה רחל ולאה, ישימך אלוהים כאפרים וכמנשה, יברכך אדוני וישמרך, יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך, יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום. Amen. You rise if you're able. Aleinu, page 318 something. No? 320 in Sim Shalom and 56 in Lev Shalem.
עלינו לשבח לדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש, ברוך הוא שאומנות השמיים ויוסד הארץ, מושל יקרא בשמיים ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We turn to Kaddish Atom, Mourner's Kaddish, which is on page 58 in Lev Shalem, or on page 324 in Sim Shalom. If you're marking a yard site or in mourning and you're on the Zoom, we invite you to unmute so we can join together for Kaddish. Yitgadal v'kadash shemei Rabba, v'yama divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yamechon v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, b'agala u'v'zman kariv v'yamru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam omer umaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, Shmei L'Kudesha Brechu, Le'ela Minkol Birchata V'Shirata, Tushvachata V'Nechamata, Damiran Be'ama V'yamru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yamru Amen. Oseh Shalom Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel V'yamru Amen.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי ציבור ואמרו אמן.
We once again want to extend our condolences to Ilana Weinberg and her entire family on the death of her father, Rabbi Herbert Weinberg. We also want to extend condolences to Amy and Ron Gutman and their children, Zoe Gutman and Sebastian Agnesson, and Thomas Gutman and their entire family on the death of Amy's father, Leonard Kaplan, to Ronnie Rubenstein and Barry Burson and their children, David, Andrew, and Haley, Ronnie's mother, Amy Rubenstein, and their entire family on the death of Ronnie's father, Howard Rubenstein, and to Sylvia and John Heller, their children, Daniel, Gabriel, and Amalia, and their entire family on the death of Sylvia's mother, Sylvia Sierra de Arguello Hurtado. I'm sorry if I did not say the name well. And of course, I don't know if Rolia wasn't here last Shabbat, but last Friday morning, Arlene Brandon, a beloved member of our staff for almost 20 years, I believe, died at the age of 84. She was the administrator in the BJ office when I arrived at age 25 as the part-time family and youth director. And while everyone ignored me, Arlene was the one who, she was a little scary at first, but she was a fierce and loving part of the staff and incredibly attentive to detail. And for many years, she was the one behind all the services for the High Holy Days. She held that awesome bucket of work, which was a daunting task, and she did it with precision and attention to detail, but she also did it with a lot of love. And that was true also. Her husband, Erwin Brandon, was also a beloved member of our community, and they celebrated and danced in the sanctuary many, many years. They were great tango dancers together, and I think many of us remember them really as a pair. So we mourn the loss of Arlene and extend condolences to her husband, Erwin, and their children, Kyle Brandon, Avery Brandon, and Gary Henian, and Mara Brandon and Richard Freilich, and their daughter, Skylar Henian, and their entire family. Thank goodness there's also blessing in the arrival of new members to our community or extended family, and so we want to say Mazal Tov to Barbara and Richard Litt on the birth of their granddaughter, Leora Rachel Halpern, and to her parents, Danielle and Moshe Halpern. So Shabbat Shalom to everyone, and Happy New Year. Tomorrow morning services will be at 9:30, and after services for Parashat Vayechi, and after services, Ari will do some more soulful singing of Shabbat Zmirot, and it sounds like some melodies that Marshall particularly loves. At the conclusion of Shabbat, there'll be Ma'ariv and Havdalah at 5:30 on Zoom. Tomorrow morning, there's, of course, the BJ members only Zoom and live stream and Facebook Live. And I also want to encourage, for those who weren't a part, watching of the concert of Joey Weisenberg and the Hadar Ensemble on Wednesday evening with Deborah Sachs-Mintz and Rabbi Yosef Goldman as the singers. It was a really beautiful, beautiful concert. It's on Facebook Live. I'm sure you can see the recording. It was a beautiful night here in our sanctuary as part of our partnership with Hadar. We've hosted their singing intensive for the last two years. We had hoped to host it again, but we'll be grateful that we have a concert. And I think that's it. So we'll conclude with Shalom Aleichem on page 722 in Sim Shalom, and on page 73 in Lev Shalem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Rachamim, Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Rachamim, Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Shalom, Malachei Shalom, מלאכי עליון, מלאכי רחמים, מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, מלאכי רחמים, ומלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, מלאכי רחמים, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, מלאכי רחמים, מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, מלאכי רחמים, מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
As we hold together all the stories of this past year, all the parshiot that we've read and move into this new year and the new book, we pray and hope and lift up all the ways that we'll be able to carry together with us in this new year, the love that we formed, even on Zoom, the connections that have been made, the attention to our most vulnerable in our midst, and pray that Shabbat gives us restoration and peace in order to shore up all that it needs to be in order to live in 2021 with hope, even with the disappointment, with peace even amongst the disunity, and with prayers that there'll be healing and comfort and togetherness in person once again. Adonai oz le'amo yitin, Adonai yivarech et amav b'shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Happy New Year.